So there's been new video of what happened with the Victor Wembanyama security guard and Britney Spears. So the video shows that Britney Spears tries to tap Victor, and then the security guard ends up blocking her attempt and just pushes her hand away. And either it looks like she slapped herself in the process because the hand was pushed back into her, or he might have gotten a piece of her. So that's what we see now. It's obvious that Victor did not do anything wrong in this situation. He was just an innocent bystander, as they would say. But the thing that I thought that was funny about this, not to say that violence is funny, but I had to laugh at Britney Spears in the video having this fake British accent. Just that to me was just very strange and stupid at the same time. Just at the end of the video, especially when she said, "That's America for you, F you all," in a British accent. I'm like thinking, like, what are you doing? Like, just this is like really immature for a middle-aged woman. You could get away with this if you're in your 20s, I would say. I don't believe in that stuff where people say women mature faster than guys. I disagree with that. I would say women do mature faster when it comes to physical development, yes, but mentally, nah. I think they're about the same when it comes to maturity. So, just like guys, when you're that age range in your 20s, I can give you some of a pass for being that stupid, but with Britney in this situation, it just shows that she's still childish and she definitely has mental illness. There's just something that's not right about this woman, and that's been documented in the past when her dad had conservatorship over her money for a period of her adult life, that she couldn't control her finances because she was mentally ill, not capable of making decisions regarding that. So that shows you that she has a history of not being there mentally. I do think that Victor can learn something from this incident. One of the things I think he should learn from this incident, that women can take you down easily in America. I can't comment on the rest of the world, but I can comment on America because that's where I was born and raised. And I can say for sure that women can take you down for the slightest things here in the US. You gotta be very careful. You cannot be too trusting of a woman, or even trusting, I would say, until they earn that trust from the beginning. Just this, you cannot be trusting a woman. If you go out with the wrong woman, she could really end your career or take you out or just do some horrific stuff to you. Just look at Jonathan Majors in his current situation, just what's happening with him. So, like, you could easily be canceled here if you're with the wrong woman. And if she makes a false allegation against you, unless there's a obvious proof that you didn't do whatever the allegation is, you're pretty much going to be taken out here. So I think that's one thing you should pick up from this, that you need to be careful with a woman you choose to be with, you choose to be involved with. That's something I hope he picks up on, that he needs to be very careful, because he's going to have plenty of women obviously throwing themselves at him just because of his status. So hopefully he makes the right decisions. He doesn't get caught up in a terrible scandal that could take him down like we've seen with other athletes here. So I hope he learns that from this incident. Just looking at how this thing has been blown up the last 24 to 48 hours, and all the stuff that's being thrown about assault and all this other stuff. Now that we have the video out there, we know what happened. And I think the second thing he should learn from this is that you cannot trust the media either. The media is not to be trusted. They're not your friend. You may like talking to them. You may think that they're friendly. They like you because they like hearing what you have to say, and they're very receptive of you. But always be aware that these people are more than willing to take you down if they can make a ton of money off of it. And I think you can see this obviously with some of these media outlets originally saying that, Victor was somewhat involved in this, that he had some say so over the security guard doing this stuff, which I thought was very dumb. Just to me, that's ridiculous. Also, now the media is attacking him because he said, actually, in the interview, I think it was yesterday or today, that Britney Spears grabbed his shoulder, and now they're coming at him. So like, well, he lied about that. She actually tapped him. So you got to be careful with that. Do I think it's a big deal? He said that she grabbed his shoulder and she tapped him. No, I don't think it's a big deal, because again, he did no wrong in this situation. He was completely innocent of any wrongdoing. So I think it's ridiculous how the media is now just blowing this out of proportion to say like, hey, he lied about this. He lied about being grabbed by Britney. She only tapped him. At the end of the day, I'd say it doesn't matter. She touched him. He didn't touch her. So that shouldn't be a big deal. But it shows you how they're looking for the most minute thing to tear you down. So I would hope he would become smarter about that, not to be trusting of these guys. But I don't know. He just strikes me as a very naive young kid. Like, he's still a kid. He's only 19. I think that's something we all have to remember, but it shows you again how ridiculous the media is. Also, another ridiculous thing I've seen is some of these feminist groups are going up against him saying it's his fault that Britney got attacked by that security guard and that he was behind this. I think Britney Spears even issued a statement where she wanted an apology from Victor for getting hit by that security guard. Like, Victor was behind it and told him to do it when Victor had nothing to do with this. And that security guard is actually not someone he hired. That guy's with the Spurs. The guy works for the Spurs. So if Britney and these feminist groups want to be angry at someone, including the media, be angry at the Spurs organization for having this guy. I think that just shows you again that the media is trying to find some way to take you out. They're going to try to find any way possible to tie you up to a bad situation, to include you into something that you're not part of. So you got to be very careful. Like, I think he needs to be very careful, but will he be very careful with the media? I don't think so. I just hope he doesn't get involved in any serious scandals or anything like that, or any scandals. But when you're just that naive, you always open yourself up to bad things. And I don't think he's a bad kid from what I've seen. I just think he's very young, naive, and he thinks he's figured it all out. You know, he has life figured all out, but he really doesn't. I think he's going to be in for a rude awakening when it comes to some things. So we'll see. That's all I have to say about this.